Hey, what's going on, everybody? So with the announcement of stopping of the making of the simplex nodes, I've got a lot of people asking me if there's a part list. There is no written part list. A lot of this stuff is up here. I don't know if I've said it in other videos or not, but I can't spell worth a shit. So trying to write down everything is a giant pain in the ass for me, because for some reason the way I might read it out doesn't make sense to most people. So I'm just going to do a video on the breakdown of the part list. Key for every node is the Raspberry Pi. This is a 3A plus. You got to make sure it has the 3. They do have an A plus. You got to make sure you get the 3A plus. This is all chromed out. The 3 plus, or the Raspberry Pi A plus without the 3 isn't all chromy. This doesn't have chrome right here, and it doesn't have the chrome right there. It's bare basics. You don't, a lot of people are going out and buying Raspberry 4s for these things. You don't need Raspberry Pi 4s. That is super duper overkill. Somebody just happened to send me a Raspberry Pi 4. You could tell because there's the blue. But they will work on Raspberry Pi 2Bs, Raspberry Pi 3Bs, Raspberry Pi 3B Plus. The software will work on the 4s, but it is stupidly overkill. And, I think there's a $20-$30 price difference than the 3Bs Pluses. These you can get on a website for $25 plus tax and shipping. It comes out to about $33. The Raspberry Pi you can get off Amazon, but it takes forever. All this stuff is on the website, gmrslinked.network, on where to get this stuff. You can, but you have to have one of the 888s and then modify it up. I've got one sitting on a bench here. It has to be opened up and modified. Do a Google search on how to modify it. You can even watch the YouTube channel. There's how to modify the 888s. But if you look up, and I hate to say it, but it's our big common way to actually do it. It's called an all-star node. If you look up 888S all-star node, there's some other videos out there on how to do it that might be better than mine. I know I watched one. Google it. If you Google 88, because each board, you notice this is a shorty board. Some boards might be a full-length board. Some might not look exactly like this. The website has a link on how to do one of the other board styles that was common at that time. Well, they changed the board styles and people had to update their stuff. So if you Google whatever number it says on the, like this is a 2017, if you Google that, and it will tell you which ones you need to go after. Now my custom job, the rim max track from Repeater Builder. This is what I use. This is what I commonly use. It's the rim max track from Repeater Builder. I like using these because if you decide to make a repeater or something out of it, you can have extra wires hanging off for a receiver. And then, later on down the road, once you actually get into it, you can plug it into a back of a 16-pin Motorola, or a 25-pin, I think, too, they got. But there's a video that I did on how to modify these. It's just that big. It's got a USB port. It plugs right into the Pi. 16 gigabyte SD card. I mean, you don't really need to go much bigger than that. I ran nodes off of mine for years off of a 16 gigabyte SD card. Micro SD card, sorry. Not the big guy, the little guys. If you notice, there's two missing out of this one. So there's the gist of the part list. I'm still ordering. I ordered these from China, forgetting about the coronavirus. This will modify the battery, and pretty much what I did was I went on eBay and I just typed in USB charge for 3.6 volts and a couple of these little things. You might be able to find a US seller. They're a little bit more. I got these for like 90 cents a piece or 78 cents a piece or something like that from China. Still waiting on them. I don't know how long it's going to be to get through customs. But quick rundown again. Raspberry Pi 3A Plus is bare minimum. Cheapest that you can get. Don't recommend the 4s. You could use a 2B Plus or a 2B or a 3A Plus or a 3B Plus or a 3B. The 888S, like I say, once you crack it open, you can't look at the outside and say this has a 2017 board. You have to physically crack this thing open and be able to see what board is inside and do your research from off of that. This, like I say, it's modified the RIM Max Track from Repeater Builder. It's a video. You only need the 5 pads on here. It actually is marked on each side of the board. Pin 1 through pin 15, pin 2 through 16 on the other side. So you know which way you're starting at. But you only need to use 11, 2, 8, 3, and 7. I'm sorry, my paperwork is underneath it. So 11, 2, 8, 3, and 7. Your RX audio, transmit audio, core, push to talk, and ground. And, you know, I just slice open the little plastic on here and tack them right to it. A couple of them that I did, and what really frustrated and pissed me off was I was running it underneath the plastic coat, trying to protect it a little bit better. And when I was tacking it on, it melted back the plastic shielding, and it actually touched a couple of these pins underneath here, the ones that are down under here. It actually made contact with one of those somewhere on the board, either on one of the other sides, and I popped the damn thing. And so I got to come out of pocket, and that's one of the main reasons why I'm not doing this anymore, is because I can't tell you, hey, you know, I blew it, it was my fuck up, so you got to replace it. But I can only afford to do that once. So, alright, thanks for watching. Like I say, if you have any questions, check out the website. There is a spot on the website for Ask Questions. Check that out. If you go onto the Hardwares page, there's links to where you can get all this stuff. So take a look at it. I don't have a link for this, like I say. I just Google searched on Google Search, and it took me to eBay. 5 volts to 3.7 volt charger, and these ones actually have a little LED on them that tells you when it's charged, when it's not charged. You got to watch out for that. You got to make sure that they're going to charge. These have a charge controller on them. So, all right, thanks for watching, everybody.